Hi everyone, I'm Martha Carter with the Twisted Outreach Project for back care and scoliosis. This is our exercise number 4 in our video series called 10+1 Somatic Movements for Scoliosis and Fusions on the Floor. So you're probably already laying down, so go ahead and get yourself comfortable and slide both feet up so your feet are hip-width apart and your knees are pointing to the ceiling. Feeling the weight in the hips and noticing how you have an impression on the mat with your torso. 2 shoulders and 2 hips. You also have your 2 feet and your 2 arms and your head. So just notice where all of those parts are laying and whether or not they're completely released. As with all the somatics exercises, I highly recommend that you just close your eyes and listen to my words. You want to do every movement with as much ease and awareness as possible. Sense everything from the inside out, noticing how it feels. Try not to judge anything. It's not important how big the movements are, and it doesn't matter what it looks like. So feel free to close your eyes as I speak and just feel the weight into your hips. And now we're going to move on to the 6-point exercise. Feel your 2 hips, feel your 2 shoulders. Now notice the head and the tailbone. There we have our 6 points. Let's give each point a little press into the ground and gently release it, similar to what we did in the very first exercise on the floor. So press your head down a little bit. Notice how your whole body gets involved in this contraction, and then let it go. Let's press our right shoulder down, and maybe your head moves in that direction, and let it go. Let's press our right hip down. So this might take a little bit of time for you to kind of identify where is that hip. Use your hand on your hip if that helps. Perhaps your knees tilt a little bit, and then just let it go. Now find the tailbone and press it into the ground just a little bit, noticing a little bit of a back arch perhaps, and gently let it go. And now to the left hip. Press it down, find it, perhaps use your foot to help you, and let it go. And your left shoulder. Give it a little press into the ground and let your head roll there, and gently let it go. And now we're back to the head again, but this time we're going to gently lift it up. Notice how your front contracts, and gently let your head down, completely releasing. How about your right shoulder rolling up towards the center of your body and gently letting that shoulder down? Can you roll your right hip up? What does that mean for you to roll your right hip off the ground? Maybe notice how all the weight goes to the other side, and then bring the weight back to that hip and settle into the ground. Now the tailbone. Gently roll it up off the ground, which causes you to press your waist into the floor a little bit. And then let the tailbone back down to its resting position. And now we have our left hip. You're going to gently roll it up. Maybe notice what happens in the rest of your body. This is when my head starts to go wonky because of my fused spine. So in this case, sometimes I just change the pillow a little bit to give me a bit more support. And then I let that down and put the pillow back. Lift the left shoulder up and notice what it takes for you to roll that shoulder up towards your sternum. And then gently roll it back down. And now you have identified the 6 points of your torso, and you can gently lengthen both legs out for a nice rest, feeling heavy and released to finish that exercise before we move on to the next one.